Hey guys, you asked for it, so we're bringing it. The most beautiful historical homes in the Shoals. Stay tuned.
I could never love another place like this.
We are so excited to be here with Mr. Chuck and Miss Michelle Hyde. We're at 520 Walnut Street. Tell us something a little bit about this home that's so unique, Miss Michelle.
Well, it was the first home on Walnut Street, built in 1889. It was supposed to be, as far as we can tell, the first home in the city to have a residential telephone. It was built by a doctor, and we think he had to have a phone to start getting in touch with his patients. So we're assuming the second telephone came pretty quickly. But it also stayed in the same family from 1889 to 1996. We're only the third owners of the home. We've stayed connected with the people who are descendants. We still are. The other great-great-granddaughter designed our kitchen. The house had apartments in the upstairs when we bought it, and they had been in the house since the 1960s. So we kept the apartments intact and started on the outside first because we were still living in Atlanta. And as we would work on the project each year, we finally got to the point that we started on the inside because our ultimate goal was to always turn it into a single-family home. So we finally finished in 2017. It took us, we take on a project every year, so it took us a few years to do it, but we actually did that intentionally. We didn't want to get in a hurry. We wanted to really take our time, figure out what we wanted to do and how we wanted to do it, and just not take on a bunch of debt at one time either. So it worked out really well for us.
And you mentioned wanting to encourage other people to purchase homes like this, to renovate, because it don't have to be overwhelming, right?
I think a lot of people think it's an overwhelming project, and I think it can be, but I think if you have this mentality of take your time, learn about the house, ask a lot of questions, do your research. A lot of these old homes have a lot of the original features underneath a lot of layers. And even if they're not, nowadays there's a lot of architectural salvage places out there where you can buy replacement doors, or we had to buy some spindles for our upstairs staircase because when we took a wall out, part of the whole staircase was gone. So you can find resources now that you couldn't find 30 or 40 years ago. And there are a lot of people, and we found several people in the area who are experts. They can give you so much advice. The Florence Historic Commission has great sets of guidelines to help guide the process, give you advice on historical colors, styles, just a lot of recommendations. So we had a lot of people that really helped us. We didn't do it all on our own. We kind of knew what we wanted, but we wanted to actually restore the house. We didn't want to just remodel it. Updating the electrical is typically one of the biggest projects in old homes because
it doesn't show. You spend all
that money. People watch the renovations and they think, well, they're not really doing anything. But when you're overhauling all the plumbing or the electrical, those are the advice I would give people if they were taking on something like this. Is don't skip the really important stuff. Everybody wants to do the cosmetic and paint and refinish floors, and that's beautiful, but you got to start with the basics, and you try to get that plumbing and electrical done first, or everything else is going to be a mess.
That's right. That's right.
So share with us what you love most about the home.
Well, what I love the most, I'd like to know I don't know what he thinks, but what I've always loved the most about the home is the history. Well, of course.
Well, Chuck, Michelle, we are so grateful. And guys, just stay tuned because we're going to be at our next stop. Be sure and not miss the next one because it's going to be equally as grand as this one. God bless you all. Thanks so much.